We've had a real tragedy here in the Bronx this afternoon. It's something we've seen around the country, and now we've experienced here. Tragedy occurred in Bronx-Lebanon Hospital. I want to say at the outset, thank God this was not an act of terrorism. It is an isolated incident. Appears to be a workplace-related matter, but that makes it no less tragic or no less horrible. One doctor is dead, and there are several doctors who are fighting for their lives right now amongst those who are wounded. As you know, the shooter killed himself, but not before having done horrible damage. Our hearts go out to the family of the doctor who passed away, and we're in both our hearts and our prayers standing in solidarity with the families of all those who are wounded and all those who are fighting for their lives right now. This was a horrific situation unfolding in the middle of a place that people associate with care and comfort, situation that came out of nowhere. But even in the midst of this horror, there were many, many acts of heroism. I want to thank our first responders, the police officers from the 4-4 and 4-6 precinct and from our strategic response group who entered the building, quickly went toward the danger to protect the many, many hundreds of people who were in the building. The firefighters who arrived, this was not just an active shooter situation, but there was a fire that complicated matters, and our firefighters did an exceptional job addressing that situation immediately. And then, of course, all of the personnel at Bronx-Lebanon Hospital, whose day went from normal to horrifying in a matter of seconds. The doctors, the nurses, all the personnel responded with extraordinary bravery, with cool professionalism. They protected each other, they protected their patients, even amidst this horrible situation. I want to express to everyone at Bronx-Lebanon Hospital our profound thanks for all they did to handle this situation and to immediately respond to support their compatriots who were wounded. There will be an opportunity in the coming hours to provide more details of this incident. But at this point, there is a lot that we are piecing together. You'll hear from the commissioner in a moment, but I want to say up front, there are many, many details that we're still putting together. That's why we are not in a position to answer questions yet. But there will be an accounting of the details shortly. But what I can say in the meantime is there were many things amidst this pain to be proud of today, and God bless our first responders and the hospital personnel for the way they handled this situation. They put the safety of their fellow New Yorkers first, as they always do. Before turning to Commissioner, I want to thank Commissioner Dan Nigro of the Fire Department. His men and women performed admirably in this situation. I want to thank Bronx District Attorney Darcel Clark for being here, the Borough President of the Bronx, Ruben Diaz Jr., State Senator Gustavo Rivera, Assemblymember Latoya Joyner, and Congressman Jose Serrano. Thanks to all for being here in support and solidarity. And with that, I turn to our Police Commissioner, James O'Neill.
As the mayor stated, this is all preliminary information. This just happened a couple hours ago. So this is what we have so far. At approximately 2:55 p.m., a 911 call was received reporting a male firing a gun on the 16th floor of Bronx-Lebanon Hospital. That's located right here behind me at Mount Eden and the Grand Concourse. Responding patrol units from the 4-4 precinct and the 6-6 precinct quickly determined that several people have been shot on the 16th and 17th floors by a lone gunman armed with an assault rifle. Additional NYPD units from the Strategic Response Group, Critical Response Command, Emergency Service Unit, and other commands responded and began our active shooter protocol, including a search for the suspect, evacuation, and activation of the Rescue Task Force, which is a combination of NYPD personnel and FD personnel. During the incident, the hospital's fire alarm system activated, apparently due to the suspect's attempt to set himself on fire. On the 17th floor, officers encountered the male suspect lying on the floor, dead of an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. An assault rifle was found nearby. The subject was wearing a white medical-type coat. A female victim was also discovered on the 17th floor. She was pronounced dead at the scene. A total of 6 additional victims were found on the 16th floor. They have been removed to the emergency room of the hospital. 5 of them were seriously injured, and 1 suffered a gunshot wound to the leg. The subject, who is not being officially identified at this time, is a former employee of Bronx-Lebanon Hospital. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So, as more information becomes available, we'll get it to you. All right? Thanks all. Thank you all. No. Yeah. What numbers? What? It appears at this point 2 dead and 6 wounded, including the gunman and another person on the 17th floor. We don't know. I don't know what the breakdown of the other 6 are. 5 of them are considered serious, and 1 has a wound to the lower portion of the leg. That's all we can tell you.
Stay here. We'll let you know. All right. Take a break.